Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Secrets Laws of Attraction. I haven't seen you for a while, and I apologize for that. I had been ill for a few days, and I traveled, and you can listen to that podcast at Secrets Mystery Manor. I've traveled to this really awesome paranormal location, and I'm staying here for about a month. But back to the laws of attraction. I know right now it really has seemed, it has been, it really has been. I can't explain that. I can't say that enough. A really wild and hard week. Like things happen and you don't expect it and they're out of the blue and it seems like they compound. I know you know what I'm talking about. Many of you have contacted me and told me the same thing, and it's been where it just takes your breath away almost. But the one thing that I've realized, and I've taught for such a long time, but I've realized this, and that is your prayer and your meditation is basically your feeling. You are feeling what it is that you are asking for, wishing, desiring, you're making your goals. It is your feelings behind the intentions that make all the difference. You see, it always impressed me in the book of Isaiah in chapter 41 where God says, "Come boldly to the throne and give me your petitions," basically. Now I'm paraphrasing. The bottom line is he wants us to stand up and come boldly to him and talk to him. And I got to say this. In this time that we're living in, I don't think you're going to have much competition talking to God these days. So when you come boldly to the throne and share your petition with him, what does that mean? Well, you're writing everything down. You write down what it is that you want, what you see for your future. But what happens when you've been having some hard times, like many of us have in this past week, 2 weeks? Because everything that we do dictates what we are going to be doing tomorrow, the next day, the next month, the next 6 months, and maybe even the next year. So we have to be cautious and careful because during these times our words carry big power. And those big power words can be negative and can be just as powerful as those big positive words that we use. So that's the one thing that I wanted to share with you that I have learned myself, because I don't come to you through the laws of attraction with things that I've never tried or tested or experienced, because it's important for you to know that there is experience behind what I'm sharing. I'm sharing this because, wow, I want you to have it a little easier than what I have or what have other people have had going through some tough times. So just remember that your intentions and your desires, your goal setting, your writing it down, your meditation is all predicated on feeling. It is not the word that makes it happen. It's the feeling and intention behind it. You see, if you sit here and say, well, that's never going to happen, this stuff always happens to me, and you know what, out of the blue, and I catch myself. Now, don't think that I don't. But when you say, out of the blue, this stuff just happens, and wow, I just can't believe it, and it's going so bad, and I don't know what I'm going to do. When you get to that point, I want you to be studied up enough that when you start feeling and thinking that way, you stop yourself quickly. Because remember now, it is your subconscious. 95% of our actions are from our subconscious. So we're planting seeds and we're talking to ourselves. Because many times we don't have anyone else to talk to but ourselves. I know that sounds funny, but that's very true. We talk ourselves through pain, suffering, situations, circumstances, relationships. We try to do everything that we can to justify actions, to sometimes even manipulate the outcome. Sometimes God is just stretching us. And I thought about that this week. Sometimes you have to be stretched a little bit because you understand where other people stand in your life, and you know that sometimes what you're facing. That is a time when you are, I think, sometimes most vulnerable with feelings, because sometimes our feelings get ahead of ourselves. I know that many of us many times have said, well, I just don't feel that's going to happen, or I just don't feel that he or she or they are going to want to do this, or I just don't feel that's the right path. Now, I think intuition is a very good thing. And I think that we should try to develop our intuition because it is there for us as a guide. But I've also learned that one of the most important things that is there for us as a guide is the ability to meditate and to listen. I believe that God stretches us. And I believe that our prayer and our meditation are filled with feelings. And it's there so we can get the guidance and the direction that we need and deserve. When we go about our business, we talk to ourselves. And especially when things start going not so good, we start talking to ourselves. I mean, after all, who else do we have to talk to? Many times. And many times when we do talk with someone else, it compounds the problem. Because the other person is trying to help, but they make sometimes the point of showing you that there may be something else that you need to be worried about. And they don't mean to do it, and it's not on purpose. But sometimes you can come away from that type of conversation and you're just reeling. Be cautious of how you approach people. Everybody needs to vent, but be cautious. But your meditation and your prayer is there. So you can express these feelings, but you can let them go. Because the only time you're going to get guidance and direction is when you let these things, these upsets that set us up to be upset, when you can let all that go, you're going to get the guidance and the direction that you need. So that's why I'm saying that your prayer is backed by intention and feelings. I know that you've heard ask and you receive, and believe that you have received it. That is telling us that we have to have that feeling of intention, that feeling that we already know, that feeling that it has already been received. And we can get into another, point of laws of attraction through thanksgiving and gratefulness. Because when you are thankful and you're grateful, that means that something has already happened. Now, sure, many times we thank people in advance for telling us that they're going to do something or that we receive something or something in that regard. But many times the thanksgiving and the gratefulness come after we have received it. So when we wake up in the morning and we say, I am so grateful for this day. Well, we haven't spent the day yet, but we're grateful that we were chosen to wake up. That's what you have to start thinking. And we have to know that we are being stretched. God's universe stretches us sometimes because He wants people that think, that can do for themselves, that can be a mighty warrior from within if we need to. By using the laws of attraction, your feelings and your intentions put you on that frequency and that vibration of God and the universe where you become one. And when you become one, that's when you get the answers. It's really exciting when you think about it. I get chills when I think about it because we have all this ability right in front of us. And yet, we get so overcome with our feelings when things don't go right or things that are upset. And then we lose that ability to know that it's going to work out. We just have to work through it. That's it. So the next time you have an issue come up, and believe me, if you're practicing the laws of attraction, the issues will get fewer and more far between. But when those times happen, know that you can just go into yourself through meditation. You can go to prayer, but don't forget to go boldly to the throne. That is the most important thing. Because those feelings will help you get your answer so much faster. You know how it is when we get upset and we cry and we whine and we feel so desperate. Oh God, why does this have to happen? Oh God, help me with this. Oh God, this just doesn't seem so right. And we get on that train of all those feelings. But what if you went to the throne boldly and said, you know, God, I know that you're going through this. I know that you know I'm going through this. I know that you know that this is a hard time for me. That's why I'm here. I've done everything that I can. Now I'm asking you to lend a hand. And you're my Father. I know that you will. So you just need to guide me in the direction that I need to go so this works out. And I thank you for that. I thank you, thank you, thank you. What if we could approach the throne and prayer and meditation in that way? Doesn't that seem so much more calm? Doesn't that seem so much better to where you're now prepared to receive? How can we receive when we're upset and we're distraught and we're crying? How can we receive during that time? It's very hard. It's very hard because sometimes there's opportunities that pass us by and we don't recognize it. Keep on your toes. But think about that. Think about the feeling and connecting with God's source on His frequency and on His vibration. And I know that when you do, everything will always work out for you. It always does. I want to thank you so much for listening today to this Secrets Laws of Attraction. I really appreciate you. My name is Zelda Kelly, and I want to thank Psychic Secrets also for giving us this platform so that we can share and be here for each other. I hope this has helped you today. It's helped me bring it to you, and you know, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. And for that, I am very, very grateful. You be well, and you take care, and you be brave, heart, because I know that you are manifesting the best life ever. Thanks so much for listening. Bye for now.